Let's do some refereeing controversies from the weekend. Ref Watch here on talkSPORT Breakfast. We'll start with the early game on Saturday, Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 0. And there are a couple of controversial decisions. We'll start with Arsenal's first goal, Bukayo Saka scoring a penalty. This was after Kai Havertz was brought down by the Bournemouth goalkeeper, Mark Travers. Great ball through. Havertz took it round the goalkeeper. He went to the ground. Penalty was given. It stayed a penalty. But replay showed that perhaps, gentlemen, it was not necessarily a foul. It was more sort of Kai Havertz leaving a leg in, shall we say, initiating contact with the... To me, watching it, it just didn't feel like a penalty, Andy.
No, soft, I thought. If there were ex-players in a VAR suite, I wouldn't have been giving that one. I thought it was soft. He looked like he was dragging his leg, waiting for the inevitable contact. Now, of course, on Saturday night, Match of the Day, I heard Wrighty and Gary Lineker saying, hold on, you don't have to... If a goalie's coming out and his legs are here, there and everywhere, you know, there's no rule that says you've got to get out of the way of them. But I thought he left it and didn't hang a leg out, but he just left them there a little bit too long for me.
Yeah, he just dragged the leg, didn't he? And I think I've never been a fan of the idea of having ex-players in the VAR booth, but I have to agree with you, Andy. If there was an ex-player in the VAR booth who saw that, they would know instantly what the forward had done. He initiated the contact rather than the goalkeeper. And by the way, we've got to get out of this habit of believing that every time there is contact in the penalty area,
it's got to be a pen.
It is a penalty, because that's not the case.
No.
And I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought Kai Havertz played for it.
Yeah.
So no penalty.
No, not for me.
And then for me, there we go. It brings back memories. And then for me, I genuinely think this is one of the worst decisions I've seen all season. It was 2-0 to Arsenal, and Bournemouth thought they scored through Semenya. But it was ruled out for a foul on David Raya by Dominic Solanke.
The Goalkeepers Protection League, Andy?
It is. I've watched this back about 100 times. I cannot believe that from the referee to the VAR, they've ruled this goal out. There's no contact. No. He doesn't touch him. The keeper just makes a meal of it, Andy.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, look, the one the other week that caused a lot of controversy, the one at Villa Park when Villa were playing Chelsea, when Badiashile bumped into Diego Carlos and then the ball ended up coming in the box and the goal got chalked out because of that. I thought he was a little too blatant with that nudge that day. But what we saw from was it Dominic Solanke?
Yeah, Solanke.
Yeah, come on. It's nothing at all. There's more contact in the tunnel running out.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous.
I mean, the referee got it wrong, but the shame really is with the VAR, who can quite clearly see there's no foul, but he isn't willing to tell his mate that, you know. He thinks he's doing him a favour, but he's not, because all he's doing is making him look inept.
And when I'm commentating on matches, Sam, right, when you're commentating, Jeff, you've got the monitor in front of you and you can see sometimes how they're slowing stuff down. Yes, you can hear certain bits of it, not all of it, but you can hear certain bits of the conversations that are going on between Stockley Park and the officials. But when they slow it down, and then just pause it on that little bit of contact, no, I'm sorry. Not every time there's a bump and a coming together in the box, does it have to be a...
Yeah.
No. And then you'll see, and the next corner that will come in, Sam, you'll see a fella with his arms around someone's waist, hanging on to him, which is a pen, and no one says nothing.
It's like in the Friday night game, Everton got a penalty for a hold, which was fine. But
it wasn't a hold, it was a rugby tackle, wasn't it?
But that only gets given once a month, doesn't it? Not every single time.
Yeah, totally right.
The last one I wanted to briefly mention, a couple of penalties in the Man City game, but I think the first one, potentially a little bit controversial, a Gvardiol shot, and then sort of Ait-Nouri trying to clear it. It was kind of a coming together.
With his left peg, wasn't he? And he was sort of a bit close. He didn't quite know where Gvardiol was.
It felt like the referee initially didn't give it. Then a few players got near him. Then he blew.
Yeah. Yeah, again, look, I thought he was in a poor position there, the defender. He'd allowed himself to get into a poor body position where he couldn't really deal with that without maybe hitting into Gvardiol as well. So I wasn't surprised it was given. And of course, sometimes we see some of these penalties given, and we think we're not. Don't forget, someone's got to overturn that. And more often than not, Sam, they don't get overturned. Yeah. They don't get overturned. They will go with the on-field decision. I've said for ages about penalties being given. I think sometimes the refs just blow the whistle, point to the spot, and they're saying to the VAR guys, have a look at that one for me because I'm not sure. And what they do, they turn around and then say, no, we agree with the on-field decision. They don't make a call. So there's too many grey areas and vagaries to it to me.
All a bit of a mess. Sam, thanks very much.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you,
Indeed. It is 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.